The next day from my last day in Venice, I took a train and headed to Florence. There was quite a lot of tunnels during the ride, but I still got the chance to admire some beautiful mountainous view. After arriving in Florence, I took a bus from the train station and saw that Florence greeted me with its compact cobblestone streets and Renaissance splendor, inviting me to wander and discover its most iconic landmarks. My journey started at the Piazza della Signoria, which is an open-air museum brimming with statues that tell the story of Florence's political and artistic past. Its medieval tower, Palazzo Vecchio, a symbol of civic power, stood proud. Around it, masterpieces like the Fountain of Neptune, the bronze statue of Cosimo I on horseback, and the replica of Michelangelo's David captured my attention. The Loggia dei Lanzi offered shelter to even more statues, each with its own story. My next stop was Piazza del Duomo, the city's beating heart, where Florence's cathedral, Santa Maria del Fiore, soars above with Brunelleschi's magnificent dome. The square was alive with energy. Visitors marveled at the intricate facade. Street performers added to the lively atmosphere, and the scent of fresh gelato filled the air. I admired the baptistry's famous bronze doors and the facade of Santa Maria del Fiore Cathedral. Crossing the Arno on the Ponte Vecchio, I was immersed in a living history season. The bridge lined with glittering jewelry shops and bustling with artists and musicians offered breathtaking views of the river and the city beyond. Its unique character and resilience, having survived floods and wars, made it feel like a true symbol of Florence. On my second day, I set out early for a guided tour through the rolling hills of Tuscany. Our first stop was Siena, a medieval city known for its stunning shell-shaped square, Piazza del Campo. Walking its winding streets, I admired the Gothic architecture and the vibrant local life. The city's famous shell-shaped square was a highlight, especially with the impressive Palazzo Pubblico overlooking the scene and its biannual horse race called the Palio di Siena. Next, we traveled to San Gimignano, known as Town of Fine Towers. Located on the top of a hill, its medieval skyline, dotted with ancient towers, transported me back in time. I explored narrow alleys, artisan shops, and enjoyed some of the world's best gelato, as recommended by locals. The view from the main triangular square of the town, Piazza della Cisterna, was a true masterpiece. Our final stop was Pisa, home to the legendary Leaning Tower, located in the Piazza dei Miracoli. The Piazza dei Miracoli was a marvel, with the tower, cathedral, and baptistry creating a breathtaking ensemble. I couldn't resist the classic tourist pose, holding up the tower in photos. Returning to Florence in the evening, I made my way to the Piazza di Michelangelo, the city's most important observatory. The climb was rewarded with the famous panoramic view over the city. As I went during the sunset, the golden light bathed the rooftops, domes, and the Arno River, creating a magical moment that capped my day. It would be better, however, if there were less clouds that evening. My last day was dedicated to Florence's world-renowned museums. At the Uffizi Gallery, I wandered through halls filled with masterpieces by Botticelli, Caravaggio, and Leonardo da Vinci. Each painting told a story, and the gallery's architecture itself was a work of art. The most famous paintings, including The Birth of Venus and Primavera, painted by Sandro Botticelli, were unforgettable highlights. Before going to my next museum, I took the time to enter Florence's main cathedral, Santa Maria del Fiore. It was quite empty inside, without much interesting thing to see except for Brunelleschi's dome in the ceiling, which had quite beautiful frescoes. Next, I visited the Accademia Gallery to see Michelangelo's David up close. The statue's detail and presence were awe-inspiring. I also explored other sculptures and paintings, each reflecting Florence's artistic legacy. After visiting the museum, I had dinner and headed back to the train station. I am taking the train for my next and final destination of my trip, Rome. After arriving in Rome, I took the metro and went to my hotel. Discover my experience in Rome in the next upcoming video. From the vibrant streets and historic piazzas of Florence to the medieval charm of Siena and San Gimignano and the iconic sights of Pisa, my 3 days in Tuscany were filled with beauty, culture, and unforgettable moments. The art, the food, and the people made every experience special, a true celebration of Italy's heart and soul. Discover my experience in Rome in my next upcoming and final narrated video about my trip to Italy. Thank you for watching and see you next time.